Yo, I just had a thought. So, like maybe 6 years ago, I had went to the Sacramento Fairgrounds because they were having a huge fireworks show and everybody would be there, right? Like it's always a huge crowd there, and they have this like amazing fireworks show. And I remember I was about maybe 4 or 5 months pregnant with my son, and I went out with his father, and it was a good time. But the thing was, ignore my child in the back. I It was like we were waiting for something. I can't remember what we were waiting for. And for some odd reason, I just had this urge to just pray for people. So, like, every person I looked at, they was black, they was white, they was Latino, they was Asian. It didn't matter who they were. Like, we were standing there for a good 30 minutes, and I was literally just looking at people, praying for them, covering them, because I just felt like something was crazy was about to happen. And America, when people are gathered together, a large group of people, sometimes it's pretty scary because you never know what's going to happen with terrorist threats and all this other stuff we got going on. So I just kept praying, and I just kept praying for people as I saw them. And I was just so uneasy in my spirit, and I just felt like I did not want to be there. So I think we were taking the kids to the bathroom actually, because he has two brothers. So yeah, whatever. We had did that, and we were there for a little bit longer than what I expected. So I'm just praying, and I'm just praying, and even as we're walking to go find a seat to just sit down so that we can watch the show, I'm just praying, and I'm still just praying, and I'm like, I did not feel right, and I did not want to be there. And for some reason, while I'm just praying and praying and praying, just like God cover us, I don't know what's gonna happen. The fireworks show just abruptly stopped. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with none of the equipment. So everybody was just leaving, and I was the first to hop up, like, all right, let's just go. Because I already felt in my heart and in my mind that something bad was going to happen. And I believe that just because of that incident of the equipment not being able to work, that nothing bad happened. And I don't know what it was, and I don't know what it could have been, but I do believe that God will use you in just the most craziest ways. At that time I was pregnant, and I did was not married, and I had a strong like conviction on my heart about just being pregnant, and I just didn't feel worthy. And I'm just like, why are you having me pray for these people? And I don't even got my life together, from what I just judged myself on. And I was just praying and praying and praying, but it was just crazy how God will still use you. And I'm not saying that God is going to use somebody who's operating in sin. I'm saying that God will use you no matter what you think about yourself, no matter what the past things that you have done. God still loves you. He still cares about you. And I just really wanted to just put that out there, that we need more workers. Like it says, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. And I feel like this is a great and powerful time. People are hungry. People want to know God in a authentic way. People want to know God for who he is, not for what he's painted to be. People want a personal relationship with him, and people are seeking him. People are searching him. And sometimes people search for him in the wrong places, and they may get him confused with something else or other things, but when we really show and we really put out there, who God is, and to really just give people the opportunity to get to know him. He's amazing, and he loves you, and he desires you, and he wants you, and he wants greater things for you. He's not a boring God that just sits on the throne and gives you all these rules. Like, he actually wants a relationship with you. He wants to protect you. He wants to guide you. He wants to give you strength. He wants to give you knowledge that other people may not even get. He wants to make it very personal. There's a calling and a purpose on your life, and he wants to give you the strength and the knowledge and the understanding to go forth and really do what you are called to do on this earth. You may be strong in activism and African American knowledge and education and so many great things, but without God, you probably can flourish, but it's not going to be great for your soul, because God is the maker of this world. He is the maker of heaven and earth, and and even hell. And he can, it's up to us. We decide our own destinies. So I just pray, like, right now, that you don't focus on the things that you're not, but focus on who God is, because he is a great God. He's a great teacher. He's a great counselor. He's the wonderful therapist. He's a great doctor. He's a great healer. He can deliver you from things that you think that you got to let go on your own, but through his power and his strength, he will get you through. And I just really wanted to share that because I had that thought, and I just wanted to encourage you to just really seek God. Just ask him to come into your heart and ask him to show you things. Ask him to reveal himself to you in ways that you never knew how. And I just pray that he really just comes into your heart and just takes over your wording, or takes over your heart, so that you know that it is a real encounter with him, and that nobody can take that away from you, and nobody can make you deny or even doubt who God is. And I just pray that for you. And I think this is the perfect time to just really go out, and if you are a believer, to really just share the gospel. And if you are a believer who has fallen, know that God will restore you, because I've been restored many of times. And I don't put myself at a place where I know I cannot be, where I cannot fall. I'm still a human being, so, and we still make mistakes, but I know that God is still with me, and I know that he'll always be with you too. So be encouraged, don't be discouraged, and just reach out to him and love on him and allow him to use you, because he will. So love you guys.